Today we are going over 5 things I love about the 90 series Land Cruiser Prado. I have owned this car for 6 years, so I think I have plenty to share. In my opinion, it is one of the best budget overlanders on the market. So the first thing I love about the 90 series Land Cruiser Prado is its uniqueness. Now, if you are from Australia or from a part of Europe where these cars are pretty common, you might be wondering what the hell I am talking about, because the place is full of them. However, some areas of the world like North America have not received this vehicle, which makes it pretty unique, and in my opinion some of its quirks also make it as Japanese as it gets. And I'm pretty sure Doug DeMuro would be all over this car, and he must do a review on one, because they have been starting to make their way to the United States because they are over 25 years old now and they can be imported. However, the uniqueness I am talking about can mostly be found in the interior. For example, you get this sticker right here which tells you how to operate the rear differential locker, which is located right here. It is the very familiar diff lock button of older Toyotas. These were on the 80 series, on the 4Runners. This is actually the same car underneath as a third generation 4Runner. However, it is a diesel and it is full-time 4-wheel drive. However, the chassis, the suspension and everything are all the same. It also has this very unique Toyota cloth on the seats, which no matter how old these vehicles are, never seems to tear or deteriorate. It is 24 years old now and it is in perfect condition. Aside from the diff lock, this is a 5-speed manual, which makes it even more quirky by US standards. But yeah, it is a simple and very 90s Japanese interior with the colors and cloth. Kind of reminds me of the legendary Japanese cars of that era, like the Supra, the 80 series, and the rest that made the land of the rising sun famous in the car world. Now, the 2 diff locks bring me to the second thing I love about this car, which are the off-road abilities. The ones that are equipped with the rear differential locker can really go pretty far off-road, especially because they have good suspension travel in the rear. It is pretty much the same system that you would find on new 4Runners and even on 80 series Land Cruisers. The front is a bit limited because it is independent suspension. However, it makes this vehicle very comfortable on road, which is partly the reason why I suggest that this is one of the best overlanders you can go out and buy right now. Usability is also something I love about this car. You can easily drive long distances, you can tow because the diesel engine is torquey, and unlike a Nissan Patrol or an 80 series, this is smaller, so it is more usable around the city. It is also slightly easier down the trail. Sometimes if you're going down a narrow trail, this can be better in some cases because it is smaller and lighter. So I cannot see any reason other than the fuel economy, which is pretty terrible by today's standards. It is around 13 to 14 liters per 100 kilometers. But other than that, I can see no reason why one would not daily drive this. In fact, I do daily drive it now and I absolutely love it. This car though would not be usable if it wasn't built well, because it is now 24 years old, and as you can see, once again, in the interior everything is in very good condition. The steering wheel was a bit worn, which is very weird. These steering wheels last forever, but mine was worn, so I covered it up. But the dashboard, the seats, the carpets, the plastics, everything is in great condition, as you can see. And this is not a car that has been in the garage for its whole life. If you go back to my YouTube channel, you will see that it has been used well and it's still in very good shape. Everything works in here, the windows, the doors, which is definitely not the case with my Discovery, which most of the stuff inside doesn't work, but outside it does, so I am fine with that. Now, tying into the build quality is the simplicity of this vehicle. It is an old Toyota, and in fact I think it is one of the last truly simple Toyota 4x4s to come out of Japan. The engine isn't the simplest, so it doesn't depend on a mechanical fuel pump. It has an electric fuel pump, but it isn't a common rail diesel as the newer ones are. So if you run slightly dirtier diesel, it won't have much of an issue, and if you submerge it in water, it will also be fine in most cases, whereas the newer engines tend to have issues with this kind of stuff. Underneath, as you would imagine, it is also very simple. There's no air suspension, nothing, just coils and shocks, which I absolutely love. I do not really like air suspension because it fails, and when it is fully jacked up, it becomes way too stiff. The same is true for the interior. Once again, there isn't much stuff in here, but I don't mind because everything works, and the most important thing, which is comfort, is here. The only issue I have with this interior is the armrest, which is very low. Some of them had a taller one, which I am going to find and install because it will transform the comfort of this car. Aside from the simplicity in the interior, it is also very comfortable. I am 6 feet tall and can comfortably sit in the rear. You also get an armrest and an armrest on the doors, so you have no issues traveling back here, and trunk space is also very good. So thank you for watching this quick little video on the 5 things I love about the Land Cruiser Prado. If you are thinking on buying one, I would definitely suggest you do so. They are great cars, and with a few tweaks they can become one of the best overlanders out there, and especially for this price. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.